Jackson Kolb.
I am Kane Pedersen.
And this is
The Mustang Report.
on September 27th in Acapulco, Mexico. 2 severed heads were found in a sack on a suburban street. Alongside the heads was a note from the Hands with Eyes, and it said that the Hands with Eyes has moved into the metropolitan area and will be staying there. And the police believe this is a response to the capture of the possible leader of the Hands with Eyes, Oscar Osvaldo Garcia, and authorities are still working to identify the victims.
The satellite orbiting around Earth crashed back to Earth on Friday, September 23rd. The satellite weighs about 6 tons and is as big as a bus. NASA scientists believe that the 20-year-old dead satellite plunged into the Pacific Ocean, most likely missing land.
Drumline was introduced for the first time last year at New Alfonda. Anyone in band can join Drumline, percussionists or not. Last year, the Drumline performed 4 times. 3 times was a blacklight routine, which was shown to the high school students, elementary through middle school students, and was performed during the halftime of a girls' home basketball game. During the dessert and song supper night, there was also a performance featuring a song called Voodoo. This year, students are looking forward to making a trash can routine, which is based off of Stomp. There is also going to be a new blacklight routine featuring new and exciting things. Here are some interviews from members of Drumline. What type of drum do you play?
I play the quad drums.
And what's your favorite part of Drumline?
Everything.
What instrument do you normally play in band?
The tenor saxophone.
Why did you join Drumline?
I was a member from last year and it was really fun, so I wanted to do it again this year.
What's your name?
My name's Abby Smith.
What are you excited for this year?
We were playing with trash cans and stuff instead of actual drums.
What's your name?
Michaela Keys.
What's your favorite part of Drumline?
Well, I'm kind of excited this year that we get to use the garbage cans instead of the drums.
What do you think of that story, Jackson?
Sounds great.
Let's go over to What's Cooking. We're set to see what's cooking.
Welcome to What's Cooking. I'm here live, 4th hour foods class. Let's see what's going on today. What are we making today?
No baked cookies.
They had to measure out 1 3/4 cups of white sugar, 1/2 cup of milk. They also needed a 1/2 cup of butter, and they had to press it down so that way there was no air bubbles. They also needed 4 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. Then they had to measure out a 1/2 cup of crunchy peanut butter, and they had to smooth it out so that way it was completely flat on the top to make sure that they had their entire full 1/2 cup. Next, they had to measure out 3 cups of quick cooking oats. They then had to smooth out the top and make sure to fill in any and all holes so that they had their full 3 cups. Here's all our ingredients. Now let's start. First, get out a pan and combine the sugar, the milk, butter, and cocoa powder all together in the pan. Mix those all together and cook for about 1.5 minutes until it comes to a steady boil. Then you remove the pan off of the heat and you stir in your crunchy peanut butter. After the peanut butter, stir in your oats and make sure they're evenly distributed. Add your vanilla. Stir the mixture together until it is evenly distributed and ready to start putting into balls. It should finish out looking like this, so that way you can start on the next step. Then you can start putting them out with a regular cookie scoop and putting them out on wax paper so they're ready to dry. This is the finished product before they have been cooled. When everything is all said and done, all of your equipment needs to be washed and then dried and put away.
Well, that was delicious. Now over to Kane with national news.
On Wednesday, teachers in Tacoma, Washington have ended their 8-day teacher strike. The strike started over a dispute over classroom sizes. 1 week later, a judge ordered that the teachers need to return to class, but 93% of the teachers voted to keep the strike going. 1 day later, the judge demanded all the names of the teachers refusing to go back to class. On Friday, school will resume for 28,000 students in the Tacoma, Washington area, and the lawsuit will be dropped against the teachers. The teachers will also not have to take a 1.3% pay cut that they were originally going to have to take.
An earthquake hit in late August, causing damage to the Washington Monument. A 5-day inspection was made to find any cracks in the Washington Monument, and several were found. Repairs will need to be made, otherwise it will not be able to be opened up to the public. Back to you, Kane.
Let's bump it over to state news.
Traffic deaths in Iowa are low compared to the past few years, although they're not sure how it'll go in the coming months with all the snow and ice on the road. In order to save more lives, they are installing median cable barriers on Interstate Highway 80 in Jasper County. They are also thinking of putting them in the whole state of Iowa. This will make a major impact, but it almost always comes down to drivers being more careful and paying attention on the road.
What's Photoshop?
Photoshop is an image editing tool where you can take photographs, pictures, images, graphics, text, any type of thing like that, and you can change it to the way that you want it. So if you want to change the color, you can change the color, you can add the text, you can use it to create different feelings. A lot of times kids will use it to create composites about themselves, or they'll just explore different tools that they want to use and just create some cool things. So that's probably why I like it the best, is because every student that comes in here, they never create the same piece. It's always different, it's always cool, and I like to watch the different things that they do. Plus they do so much of it that they end up teaching each other. Plus having Photoshop, we have the latest version, CS 5.5, and if you know anything about Adobe and Photoshop, they are constantly upgrading their software, which can be quite expensive. So the students here at New LaFonda have a great opportunity to get the software at no expense to them and receive the college credit. So if we weren't having the college credit, they probably wouldn't be getting the latest and greatest software. They may still be stuck down on CS2 or CS, and so they have the opportunity to have the latest software.
Matches at 25, breaks a couple of tackles, and look at him go! And look at him go! He could go all the way!
I talked to a New LaFonda volleyball player and asked him a couple questions about their season. Let's take a look at the interview.
I'm here with Claudia Larson. She plays middle hitter for the volleyball team. So Claudia, how does the game volleyball work?
Bum set spike, pretty much 6 people on the court.
What about the point system?
Games go 25, best out of 5.
So how's the season going?
Season's going okay. We got our ups and downs, but we're doing pretty good.
That's good. Do you have any big games coming up?
Thursday versus Sioux Central at Sioux Rapids. The game will be pretty good because they're pretty good, so come support.
I will. Is your team competing in any tournaments?
This weekend is our last tournament in Shaler. It's a JV tournament.
Well, thanks for being on the show, and that was sports.
Yep.
Back to you, Kane and Seth.
Well, there's no place like home.
Or homecoming. Now here's some homecoming stories.
It was another fun and exciting homecoming this year, jam-packed with events. And here's a recap of last week. The events were kicked off by the guys' beefcake volleyball, and the overall victory established by the juniors in a nail-biting final game versus the sophomores. Last Thursday, the girls had their Powder Puff game, when the freshman-sophomore team dominated the field and won the game 14-0. On Friday night, the Mustangs got their 6th straight win in a row, beating Rems and St. Mary's 51-26. Also at halftime of the game, the crowned homecoming king and queen Robert Mercer and Gretchen Tiedemann made an appearance, accompanied by last year's king and queen.
This is Senior Spotlight, and I'm your host, Katie Mason. Our special guest today is Emily Bachman. Hey Emily, how are you doing today?
Fabulous. How are you?
Good. So how's senior year going?
Just peachy.
What are you looking forward to? Anything special?
Graduation.
Well, that's pretty neat. Anything special about graduation?
I'm out of here.
Well, that's good. What are your plans after graduation?
Well, I hope to get into Iowa State and major in child law and family services and minor in psychology.
It's exciting. Good choice. What's your most memorable moment from high school?
There's a bundle of them. Most of them are from cheerleading. Nothing specific.
All right. That's our senior today, Emily Bachman.
Three architecture firms presented designs for a new library in Storm Lake. The current library was built 40 years ago, and the library board is looking to expand. There was just one major question: where would the library be located? The current library is 12,000 square feet, but is currently facing problems with parking and space. The target size for the build is 26,000 square feet, with a better designed multi-purpose room. The library selected FEH Associates, who presented a cutting-edge design at a very low price. FEH Associates is the only firm to have created a gold-certified Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, or LEED, library, which is the second best rating for LEED. FEH offered to help with grants, brochures, use of local engineers and construction companies, and a community-wide charrette design process. A charrette process is where designers bring in their drawing tools and take suggestions from the board and community. The charrette process saves time, taking 2 to 3 days against 2 to 3 weeks for a firm. The budget, construction costs, location of the library, and date of the community charrette have not been decided.
Let's go check out the word of the week with Travis.
A wreck. That is Czech for a term used for a fishing canoe. Thank you.
Rank. Bad.
I don't know, Travis. A river.
It's an ocean. It's a lake. It's a
Lake.
A boat.
A type of plant.
The SS Garisapa, a ship sunken by the Nazis during World War II, could hold up to $240 million in silver. Odyssey, an American salvage company, discovered the ship using sonar scanning in British waters. The Garisapa is known to be sunk lower than the Titanic, about 3 miles below sea level. Odyssey plans on recovering the silver and splitting it with the British government 80-20 in the company's favor.
This is the Mustang moment of the week.
And over there you see a primate eating some puppy chow, reading a book. If you zoom in, you can see she is concentrated, eating puppy chow. Oh, we've been spotted. Back out slowly, she's getting hostile.